Good morning to all. This is Partha Sarathi and today's topic is working capital management. Before going to know about working capital management, we have to know about what is capital. Capital is nothing but the money or the funds, or we can say the wealth which the business is needed to produce its products or services. We call it as capital. Or the capital is nothing but the wealth generated, the funds generated by a business for its long-term activities or for all the activities of the business. We call it as capital. Okay. How do we generate the capital? The capital can be generated through long-term sources like debt and equity. That is, the business will generate debt sources in the form of loans. It will get loans from banks, other financial institutions, or in the form of debentures, bonds. These are all comes under debt sources. And the other one is equity source. Equity source. Equity source is nothing but the company or the business will generate funds in the form of equity shares. In the form of equity shares. Okay. Now we have two different types of fund providers. They are creditors and shareholders. Okay. For example, if you want to start a business, you require 10 crore rupees of money. Just for example, if you want to start a business, you require 10 crore rupees of money. How do you get this 10 crore rupees of money? You will get this 10 crore rupees of money in the form of debt source. That is 3 crore rupees you get in the form of debt. And the remaining 7 crores you will generate in the form of equity shares. In the form of equity shares. Okay. Now, these 3 crores and 7 crores are combined. That is debt source, equity source. Debt capital, equity capital is combined. We form a capital. This capital is divided into two different forms. That is working capital and fixed capital. Okay. First, I think you understand what is capital. Capital is nothing but the fund or money which is generated through long-term sources for business activities. We call it as the capital. Okay. This capital is divided into two different forms, fixed capital and working capital. Fixed capital is nothing but we invest the money or the fund, the capital in the fixed assets or in the fixed form to generate revenue. For example, we got 10 crore rupees, 3 crores from the banks and 7 crores from the equity firms. Out of this 10 crore rupees, we have invested 6 crore rupees in fixed assets like land, building, machinery and all. That we call as fixed capital. From this fixed assets, we will generate the revenue. For example, you constructed a building for office purpose or for production purpose. From this, you generated the money. You purchased a machinery. From that machinery, you generated the revenue. Okay. That is fixed capital is nothing but the capital which is we invested in the fixed assets. We call it as fixed capital. Then coming to our working capital. What is working capital? Working capital is nothing but the capital which is used for day-to-day activities of the business. The term itself says that working. To work the business, to do the business operations, we need some money. That we call it as working capital. Working capital is the measure of financial health of the business. It is the measure of financial position or efficiency of the business can be learned or known through the working capital. That is, it shows the efficiency of the business or it shows the financial health of the business. Okay. Now, simply we can say that working capital is used for day-to-day activities of the business. And then working capital is the measure of its activities. Okay. That is business activities. Then coming to working capital is divided into two different forms. That is gross working capital and net working capital. Gross working capital is nothing but here we see gross working capital. It is nothing but the total current assets that contain in a business. A business consists of various types of assets, fixed assets, current assets. The total assets, the gross total current assets, we call it as gross working capital. For example, we have the current assets like cash equivalents, bills, receivables. These are all combined together. We form it as a gross working capital. We can simply say that gross working capital is nothing but the sum of all the current assets. We call it as gross working capital. Understand? Clear? That is, we can simply say that capital, the fund which we generated from the different sources of long-term activities, we call it as capital. This capital is divided into two different forms: fixed capital and working capital. Fixed capital is used for investing fixed assets or for long-term activities to generate the revenue, and this working capital is used to run the business for daily activities of the business to meet the daily expenses or near expenses. We call it as working capital. And this working capital concept we have two different forms, that is gross working capital and net working capital. We can say that working capital is in two different forms: gross working capital and net working capital. Gross working capital is nothing but the total number of current assets, the total value of, we can say, the total value of current assets that consist in an business. We call it as gross working capital. Okay. Then coming to net working capital. Net working capital is the difference between current assets and current liabilities. You can say that it is the difference between current assets and current liabilities. Now we'll see what are the current assets we have. We have first of all, what is the current assets? Current assets is nothing but these are the assets which can be converted into cash within a year. That is, they have less solvency time period. We can convert into cash in a less time period. We call it as current assets. Okay, that the current assets which include cash. That is, we have cash. We know what about cash. Cash equivalents. That is demand drafts or some other equivalent. That is fixed deposits like this. That is term deposits. That which we can convert these into very demand drafts or checks. This all comes under cash equivalent. Bills. What is it? Bills receivables. Bills receivable is also a current asset. What is it? Bills receivable. The bills receivables is nothing but, for example, we sold an asset for credit. We sold an asset for credit. The money is not yet received from the buyer. After some period of time, that is after 3 months, we get the money. That we call as bills receivables. Stock or inventory. That is stock. That is our finished goods. We consider as the current assets. Marketable securities. That is, our business will have some shares, some bonds, which we can sell it in the stock market and we get the money. We call it as marketable securities. Prepaid liabilities or prepaid expenses. That is, we have some expense. That is, we have to pay in the after 3 months, but we paid right now only. That is, the money which we have to pay after 3 months, we paid before 3 months. That is prepaid expenses. And other liquid assets, we all consider this as current assets. That is, current assets include cash equivalents, bills receivable, stock, marketable securities, prepaid expenses, and other liquid assets. Liquid assets is nothing but these are the assets which we can convert into cash in a less time period or within a year. We call it as liquid assets, or we can say current assets. The assets current, present. These assets can be converted into cash in a less time period within a year. We call it as current assets. Then coming to current liabilities. What is the liability here? Which we have to pay. Which we have to pay. Current liabilities refers to the liabilities we have to pay within a year. Within a year we have to pay to the others. That because current liabilities. Bank overdraft. What is the bank overdraft? Bank OD. This you can say OD, BOD. Bank overdraft. That is, bank will give us overdraft, excess money, to the current account holders, for the business people, which we have to pay within a less time period. We call as bank overdraft. Short-term debt. That is, we took the debt from the bank and we have to pay within a less period of time. We call it as short-term debt. Bills payable. That is, we purchased assets. We purchased goods. Okay, and then we know about short-term debt, that is the money which we brought from the banks or other financial institution for short-term purposes, and we promise them to pay within a year. We call them as short-term debts. And bills payables, that is we purchased goods on credit basis, and then we have to pay to our sellers, with that we call as bills payables, which we have to pay. Outstanding expenses, that is which we have to pay the expenses which we are not able to pay from long period of time, we can say that as outstanding expenses. I think you know about what is capital, what are two different forms of capital, that is fixed capital and working capital. Under working capital we know gross capital, gross working capital and fixed working capital. Gross working capital is nothing but the total current assets of a business. Net working capital is nothing but the difference between current assets and current liabilities. And we have current what are different current assets and what are different current liabilities. And we have two different concepts of working capital, that is balance sheet concept and operating cycle concept. Balance sheet concept says that excess of current assets over current liabilities. Excess of current assets over current liabilities, we say that as balance sheet concept. It is just like our net working capital. For example, our current assets is 10 crores and current liabilities is 8 crores. This balance sheet concept says that the 2 crores is our working capital. Operating cycle concept says that the total funds available for smooth operations of the business. That is, what are the total funds which is available to run our business without any interruption. We can say that it is an operating cycle concept of working capital. Okay, and then we move on to the next one. What is the need and importance of working capital? This working capital, we can simply say that working capital is the life blood or a circulating blood of the business. Without this working capital, we cannot run the business, because for all the activities we need this working capital. Okay, let us see what is its need and what is its importance. Okay, coming to first one is solvency of the business. What is the solvency? Solvency is nothing but the ability of the firm to convert its assets into cash. We call it solvency position, solvent of the business. The working capital is needed to run the business without any interruption. To uninterrupted flow of production we can get only through adequate working capital. If we have sufficient working capital, then our business will run very smoothly. If we don't have working capital, then our business will not run smoothly. Okay, then coming to goodwill. See, as we have good amount of working capital with us, we are able to pay our bills and other requirements within a given time period, so that we can generate goodwill in the corporate world. That is in our with our suppliers, with our creditors, and with our banks and all. That is, in order to generate a goodwill, we need this adequate amount of working capital. That is, to maintain goodwill, to run the business smoothly, we need our working capital. And to get easy loans, that is, we can say that we can get the easy loans if we are able to pay our payments, bills payables and other banks within a given period of time. Then banks and other financial institutions are very much interested to pay loans, to give loans to us. That is, loans on easy and favorable terms. That is, based on our terms and conditions, based on our favorability, based on our flexibility, we'll get the loans. If we have adequate amount of working capital, then we get easy and favorable, flexible form of loans. Okay, and cash discounts. That is, if we are able to pay our payables in a given time period, then we'll get discounts on bulk purchases, so that we can reduce our cost. Okay, as we know, we purchase more amount of goods, then we'll get discounts. If we are able to pay in a given time period, then we will get good discounts. On purchase of bulk, we'll get the discounts, so that we can reduce the cost. And regular supply of raw materials. That is, if you are able to pay the credit, the suppliers within a given time period, then we will get the raw materials continuously without any interruption. If we get our raw material without interruption, then our business will run very smoothly. And for regular payments, that is, if we have sufficient or adequate amount of working capital, then we are able to pay salaries within a given time period, wages, and we are able to meet our day-to-day operation, that is day-to-day commitments. See, I think you understand. That is, if we have sufficient amount or adequate amount of working capital, then we can pay our salaries and wages and day-to-day requirements, dividends and all the payments in a given time period. Okay, see, for example, I'll tell you a simple example. You are getting, you have 1 lakh rupees salary. Consider 1 lakh rupees of salary. What do you do is 1 lakh rupees of salary? You will invest some 60,000 in some other EMIs, banks, car loans and all, and remaining 40,000 you use for your daily purposes. That is for food, for transportation, for shopping and all. This money we call as working capital. In the same way, the business has some money for the smooth running of the business, we call as working capital. For regular payments of salaries, wages and for day-to-day commitments, we need this working capital. And exploitation of favorable market conditions. That is, in some cases, in some times, we will get the raw material at less prices. That is, the cost of raw material will get reduced. At that time, if we have sufficient amount of working capital, then we will purchase the raw material at less price, so that we will able to grab the market condition. Okay, and able to face the crisis. Sometimes the business will get a crisis. That is, the sales may get reduced, transportation may get stopped. I think now we are in a crisis position. Business are in a crisis position, because now we are facing the problem of COVID-19. The business are stopped. That is, transportation is stopped. The business are not able to generate the wealth. The operating cycle is stopped. You are not able to produce the products. At that time, they are, even though they have stopped their production, they have some requirement. They have some payments. They have to pay salaries. They have to pay wages. They have to pay to the power bills and all. For this, it requires money. Is it not? If they have adequate working capital, in such crisis conditions also, it can face the crisis situation. Okay, and then quick and regular return on investments. That is, if somebody has some companies, some other investors has invested in our company in the form of shares. If we have adequate working capital, adequate capital with us, we will pay dividends to the investors. If we pay dividends to the investors, then investors will get satisfied, and then again the investors are interested to invest in our company. Okay, as we know about dividends is nothing but the return which we gave to the shareholders. Shareholders will invest the money in our company in the form of shares. At the return to the shareholders, we call it as dividends. Okay, if we have sufficient amount of working capital, then we will give dividends to the shareholders. Okay, and then coming to what are the factors that affecting the working capital. There are so many factors that affect the working capital. First one is nature or character of the business. There are, based on the nature of the business, that is, some businesses will require huge working capital, less fixed capital. Some businesses will require less fixed capital and more amount of working capital. That is based on the business. For example, if it is an production company, like cement, steel or whatever it may be, for this it requires huge amount of fixed capital for purchase of assets, for purchase of machinery and other things. We require huge amount of fixed assets, fixed capital, and less amount of working capital. And in case of software or coming to BPOs, for this they require less amount of fixed capital and more amount of working capital. That is based on the nature and the size of business or scale of operations. If the business is a big business, big company, big organization, then for the big organization we require more working capital. As we know, if the family is big, the requirements is big, huge, is it not? For a less small family, working capital, that is money requirement is less. Big family, working capital requirement is more. In the same way, if the business Okay. In the same way, if our business is small business, we require less amount of working capital. If business is a big business, we require more amount of working capital. And production policy, that is, what is our production policy? If we are producing throughout the year, or we are producing at only seasons, or we are producing based on the demand of the customer, on what is our production policy? If our production policy is continuous production throughout the year, then we require more amount of working capital. If our production policy is based on the requirement of the customer or for seasonal production, then our working capital requirement is less. And then manufacturing process or length of production cycle, that is, some products can be produced in a less time period, whereas some products it will take longer time period. For example, cement, soaps, or we can say computers, these can be produced in a less time period, is it not? But whereas to produce a car, to produce a helicopter, to produce a extraordinary like a microscope or something else, for this the production cycle is long. It will take some years together, is it not? Or it will take some months. The production cycle is a lengthy cycle. That is, based on the production cycle, our working capital requirement is dependent on. If our production cycle or manufacturing process is less, our working capital requirement is less. If our production cycle is a lengthy process, that is, if we want to manufacture a car, it will take some months. For this, it requires more working capital. Okay, and rate of stock turnover. What is stock turnover? Stock turnover is nothing but our raw material is converted into work in process. Working process is converted into finished goods. This finished goods has to be sold into the market, and then we get the money. That we call as stock turnover. Based on the stock turnover time period, our working capital is dependent on. And credit policy. Credit policy is nothing but on which credit basis you brought the money. That is, if you are supposed to pay in a less time period, or you are supposed to pay longer time period, on which basis you brought the goods, you purchased the goods, on that particular requirement, our working capital requirement is dependent on. And business cycle. Business cycle is nothing but what is business cycle here? Here we have forms of business cycle, that is, boom period, decline period, recession period, growth period, and then again boom period. If it based on the business cycle, the working capital requirement is dependent on. If it is boom period, that is, the business are working well, all is having good amount of money, and we are getting good amount of sales, then production is also more, working capital requirement is also more. That is, in boom period, working capital requirement is more. Whereas in recession period, the working capital requirement is less because production is less, sales is less, our operating cycle is less. So the working capital requirement is less. Then growth of the business. If the business is in the initial stage, there is less requirement of working capital because we are not running the business. If the business is in the growth period, there is more requirement of working capital. As we know, that we have business cycle, that is life cycle of the business. That is initial stage, growth stage, maturity stage, decline stage. In the initial stage, the working capital requirement is less and the fixed capital requirement is more. In case of growth period, fixed capital requirement is less, working capital requirement is more. And in maturity stage, working capital requirement is also less. And decline period, working capital requirement is also less. That is, based on the life cycle of the business, the working capital requirement is dependent on. If it is in the growth period, the working capital requirement is more. Okay. Then coming to this calculation of this working capital, as we know, in a balance sheet we have current assets and current liabilities. We have to sum up all the current assets, that is current assets, inventory, that is real estate, project in progress, that is which will get the money in the real estate in a less period of time, and then sundry debtors, that is which we get money, cash and bank balances, that is cash and cash equivalents, loans and advances, that which we have to get, that is we have sum all these current assets and then current liabilities, that is which bills payables and bank overdraft, we will sum up all the current liabilities over here, and then this total of current assets minus total of current liabilities will give us the net working capital. Okay, this is the changes. This sheet will represent the change of working capital, that is for 1 year, and the other year here we will see the inventory increase or inventory decrease and all, and then we will find out the net change in the working capital, that is total current assets minus total current liabilities will give us the working capital. Okay, right. Okay, thank you. And if you have any doubts or any clarifications, you can contact me in my email ID or through my phone number which is given here. Okay, thank you.